Oh, hey there, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this little start. I wished every game would start as cool as this one. It's always a joy when you have a great start. Unfortunately, my games usually start with me getting killed like 3 times before I get a kill, and then I get mad and go on like a revenge route, and that's how usually my games go. But I hope you enjoyed this little bit of snippet that I saved. I did this. This beginning of the match was happened about 2-3 weeks ago when I was ranked 75. I'm rank 86 now, and thanks to the double XP weekend we recently had, and I'm looking forward to have rank 100 just because it's cool. I actually just recently found out that the highest rank in Battlefield 4 is 110, and you may have known that, but I was pretty surprised because I know that a lot of gamers already reached rank 100 like just after like 2-3 months of playing this game, and I was thinking, oh my god, we used to play this Battlefield game like for 2 years, and a lot of us were not even ranking up fully, after 1.5 years or so, because it was just so hard to rank up, and it just took a really long time. I mean, in Battlefield 3, I made it to 45 or something like that, or maybe 50, I don't know exactly, and it went all the way to 100, and you had to like rank up to 50 and then start from 1 again to 100, and it just was like, I played this game like so much, and I just felt like the ranking was just crawling and crawling. And I know some gamers have reached 100 like in the second year, but I mean, in this game you reach 100, rank 100 in like 2-3 months, and then you go 10 more ranks and then you're done. You're ranked out. There's nothing more to do. Maybe, yeah, you can unlock some weapons and do some achievements, but basically after that, there's no more to do, and that kind of like, takes away the motivation for a lot of gamers. So that's what surprised me, because game companies always want the gamers to stick around for as long as possible and play the game for as long as possible, because the longer people play, the more chances are there that those gamers are telling their friends and family, and they're starting buying this game, and they make more and more money, and they also make money through the DLCs. And right now we don't know when we get another DLC, so we're basically playing the same maps over and over and over. And so if you're ranked all the way up and you got all your weapons unlocked and most achievements done, there's not so much to do, and then a game can get boring. For me though, I still have a lot of achievements that I want to do that I kind of put on the back burner for now, because I just wanted to actually unlock as many weapons as possible and try as many weapons as possible. And I also want to kind of like give myself a little challenges by trying weapons that maybe people are not thinking are the best weapons, and just see how I like them, because everyone has a different opinion about weapons. I mean, there's always going to be 1 or 2 weapons that everyone agrees on is the best, but in general, a lot of times it depends on the person. There's certain weapons that some people say, oh, that's my favorite weapon, and I, for example, like disagree. I'm like, I don't like that weapon at all. I hate it. But I do have also a few personal favorites that I use over and over, and especially on days where I feel I can't really do well, or I don't have good teams and I need to do better. I actually go back and grab my personal favorites, and I can do much better with them. I don't want to necessarily go with a difficult weapon when I'm already not doing well. I usually do that when I have like a really good night where I play really well, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing so well with my favorite weapons. Now it's time to give myself a little bit of a challenge. This was actually one of the nights where I actually had a really great night, and I was like, okay, it's time to pull out the PDW-R and have a little fun with it, because I feel good, and I've already had a great night. So if this match ends up not being good, then whatever. So I don't know if you're up to date on the latest gaming news. If you're not, then you may want to follow FPS Girls on Facebook. And otherwise, I assume you have gotten your news from somewhere else, or maybe you don't know, so I'm going to tell you now. There was this guy that made the news because he basically was ranting on YouTube about the fact that he was not picked for the alpha release of Titanfall. So like so many other gamers, I applied for the alpha release too, but when you signed up for it, it clearly said that only a few handful people will be picked. So it's basically like a competition, you know, if you're lucky you make it, if you're not, then you're not, and you had to think that you're most likely not being picked. So don't have the attitude when you see that they're saying they only pick a few random people that you're going to get picked, or you're going to be really disappointed. But the funny thing is, you know, it's normal to be disappointed. I mean, who wouldn't be disappointed if they like wanted to, you know, be chosen for a game that nobody has played yet and everybody is looking forward to, and you're one of the only few ones that actually has the chance to test it out before anyone else can. I basically wasn't disappointed because I didn't really expect to be picked, and also I found out later that they only pick people for the Xbox One, even though Titanfall also comes out for the Xbox 360. So even though I would have won, I could not have played the game because I do not yet have an Xbox One. I would have just given this ticket to someone else if that was possible. But anyway, this guy was so mad that he didn't get picked. He was basically expecting to get picked. I don't know if he misunderstood the instructions or whatever. He got so mad that he was ranting on YouTube like crazy, and he was like one of those typical rednecks. He had like this chewing tobacco in his like lip, and he looked like really bad. It was basically saying how he hates EA and he hates Battlefield and he wants to just stop gaming altogether. And he was really silly, actually. He made a fool out of himself, and it's like that's exactly what I was talking about in another video, how developers are just really disappointed about gamers being so angry and basically behaving like little brats. So if they don't get what they want, then they just kind of go all out and rant and complain and go on the forums and say really nasty things. And this guy was just, I don't know, made a pretty long video about just complaining that he didn't get picked. And, you know, gamers really make themselves look really bad if they can't even be mature about things like that. But enough about that. But same about Titanfall. I don't know if you saw it, but Titanfall has a special edition controller, and that controller, in my opinion, for once, is a controller that I think looks really, really awesome. There's so many special edition controllers that are like, you know, I mean, if it's like a camouflage or so, we've seen that before. It's nothing special, and most of the Call of Duty controllers, I was just like, I would never spend more money. That's really nothing special, and I'm not usually someone who cares so much about how my console looks or how my controller looks, you know, what color it has or what kind of pattern it has, because I'm sitting in a dark room. I can't see my controller or my console. But I have to say, there's something about this Titanfall controller that's just really, really cool. And I like bright controllers anyway, because I can find them easier. You know, if I'm looking for my controller, I'm like, oh, there it is, you know, in the darkness or whatever. I don't know, this controller would be even cool if it would glow a little bit in the dark, but it probably doesn't. But I don't have an Xbox One yet, but I probably will just purchase or pre-order this controller anyway, just so I have it in case they run out very soon. And I think it comes out on March 11, so, you know, if you're interested, check it out. You can get it on Amazon for roughly about $60. So we just had another patch a few days ago, and I was really excited about it because I was hoping that those few little minor little annoyances that are still in the game have been fixed. But one thing that I found annoying so far is that in Dawnbreaker you always get kicked out. So that issue still exists, and that really surprises me. And what the PC gamers call the netcode, that issue still exists too, which means that if you're clearly behind a wall, you still can get shot in certain occasions. Still happens too. And there's a few little other glitches and bugs that are still existing. So I don't know what that patch was all about. I haven't really found anything changing after that, but hopefully they're going to have another patch soon and it will fix the last few issues, even though I heard someone say it's going to take like 6 months for them to fix the whole game. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed this little match, and I hope to see you next time. And take care and have a good one. Bye bye.